Hey there, it's Christina from the Authentic You Power Talks, and I thought I would try and go live. I have never done this um, before, not like this, but I'm ready to go. And today I want to talk to you guys. Whoever shows up, shows up. Hopefully, you get something from the conversation, but I want to talk to you about the idea of detoxing your life. So, everything that I do, if you don't know who I am, my name is Christina Holly. I am the founder of the Authentic You Coaching and Holly Consulting. So, I help individuals and organizations to unlock their full potential. And sometimes, actually, many times, people do not even realize that they are blocked or they're getting in their own way. It can be emotional blocks, it could be stories that you've been telling yourself in the past, it could be false beliefs that you're still holding on to. And it could even be things like, sorry, I'm just going to close that there. It could even be things like not even realizing that you're still operating as that old version of yourself. Like maybe when you were a little girl, you're still carrying some of those survival mechanisms into your everyday life now as an adult, and it's not serving you the same way. So, anyways, I wanted to get on because I think that um, this is a great opportunity to get in front of people. I have a show that I run Monday to Friday, and I do live talks all the time about helping people to really unlock their overall potential. I don't think we understand how many of us are still caught up in the old belief structures. And the more we can start talking about it, and I will talk on every mountaintop if I have to get people to feel a little more empowered to know that you can make decisions today to change your life forever. So, today we're going to talk about detoxing your life and what does that look like? And just we're going to talk about a couple of things. So, it's interesting because we talk about going on a food detox, we talk about going on, going to a spa to get a detox, and that kind of clears parts of it. But if you really want to get a deeper level detox, you have to get rid of the clutter. You got to get rid of stuff in your life because you may have things in your life that are not serving you at all, but we hold on to them because they have sentimental value. They're people in your life that, have always been there. Maybe they're friends from high school. Maybe it's, someone or a sweater. It could be clothing. It could be people, places, things. It doesn't really matter. But I just want you to start reflecting a little bit more on things that you may want to start to purge so you can have room for some other stuff. Because the truth is, you can't attract what's meant for you if you're still cluttered with what's draining you. So I'm going to say that again. You cannot attract what is meant for you if you're still holding on to things that are draining you. And like I said before, it can be people, places, or things. So when we need to kind of look at that a little bit deeper, sometimes people struggle with this because they may not be ready yet. And that's okay. But it's really about opening that up for when you will be ready. So if you plant the seeds now, maybe it's not for now. Maybe I always say with the folks on my show, if you keep showing up, it's almost like you'll get there when you get there. But bringing things to awareness is the biggest game changer because then you guys can choose to do what you wanted with it. You can continue to bury it, or you can do little actions every day to make big changes in your life. So let's think about, let's go through a couple of them. Your environment. So I want you to really look around what you have going on in your life right now. Do you feel as though you're in a place of overwhelm? Do you feel as though you're still kind of going through old patterns? Maybe you're not feeling fulfilled. Maybe you're feeling really frustrated. And I know with many of my clients, they don't even see it. Sometimes they have to come to a retreat to kind of like be in separate space to be able to unpack that stuff for themselves. And when you start to realize that the reason why you're feeling so frustrated or overwhelmed is that you're trying to fit that version of yourself into this place where you want to be growing and you want to be doing different things, but you're still really bogged down with things. So it's kind of like the idea that you've outgrown your space. You've outgrown these people. You've outgrown, maybe it's a job. You've outgrown um, your home in some way. And with a home, it could just be you need to declutter. Like you're holding on to things that, why are you holding on to them? They're not going to help you. They're not serving you anymore. It's time to kind of put them down and give them to other people that it's going to be awesome. But it's funny, it's not just about the decluttering of like material things. That is a direct reflection as to what you got going on inside of you. So if you go into your space, let's say your bedroom or even your living room or main spaces, and it's cluttery. I always say, even when I see with my kids, if their rooms are really messy, I'm always like, what is going on there? Because I know that there's more going on than just the stuff. The stuff could just, the material things could just be filling something. Maybe there's something missing. We're not feeling organized. We're not feeling clear, but you're very empowered to do that. And it's a gift, because if you can see that your external environment is something that you don't like, then it starts with the inside. Then we have to refocus and kind of figure out, where's it coming from? Why are we still holding on to these things? What are these personal attachments? Sometimes we get caught up in sentiment, and that's great, but there's different ways that we can hold on to memories. We don't always need stuff to go along with it. And I'm really referring to, the stuff is just a manifestation as to what's going on the inside. If you are feeling that way, or if your environment is showing that, and it's not a sanctuary for you, and it doesn't feel peaceful for you or exciting, that to me is that there's something going on internally around that. And that's good, because you can do something about it. All it takes is like little baby steps. So when we are looking at that internal chaos, it's learning how to unpack that slowly for yourself. What does that look like? Why am I holding on to these things? Can I work on little sections at a time? Or do I feel completely overwhelmed because I'm looking at all of this stuff and you know that all this is going on? If you can break it down into bite sized pieces and go on your personal explorer. Everything I do leans into this internal game. It is an inside game. I believe in it so much that I have my own business around it, and I speak and I share this message with everyone. We don't need outside stuff to fix us. We actually need to just be brave enough to start looking inside and kind of starting to unpack that bit by bit. Okay. So I would ask yourself to just reflect about your environment right now. Is this reflecting the old version of yourself, or is it bang on for where you are right now? Like for myself, I realized I was holding on to things, policies, and all this stuff just based on my career stuff that were over like 15 years old. And I had them stuffed in a closet. And I was like, yeah, one day I'm going to need it. You don't need it. You just don't need it. So once I started to reassess, because I'm not the same person that I was 10 years ago, just as you are not either. And really look at it through a different lens. The person that I am now, do I really need those things that I thought I needed? I highly doubt it that you need that stuff. And I'm sharing it because it is so liberating when you can kind of go, I don't need it. And we have the internet now, so you can look up a gazillion things. So you don't even need to worry about that. So I just want you to take the time to reflect on that. That to me kind of makes me smile, because I was so locked in on it. And once I started shifting, because I had already done the internal work, that it was easier to look at your world externally, because it just doesn't resonate and you want to release it. So I want you to reflect. Is this the old version of you, or is this where you want to go? Is this the present version? Because that will tell you very quickly what you want to do with it. And whether or not you've outgrown it. And when we say our environments, this is a tricky one. So we were talking about physical stuff, but what if you've outgrown people? And this happens quite a bit. Sometimes we hold on to people that we've outgrown because we feel as though we're loyal. Um, if you find yourself saying things, well, that's just the way they are, and yeah, okay, and you always take second fiddle, or don't do it. Don't do it. There's no value to that. That is you being the older version of yourself, just complacent. That's not going to allow you space to grow and move where you actually want to go. So let's kind of rethink that. So do a quick little audit with people around you. Do they make you feel awesome? Do they light you up? Do they make you feel like you want to be a better person? I know it sounds really cheesy. It's like a Jerry Maguire moment. Do they make you want to be a better person? And if they're not, and they're always draining you and they're always making you feel less, maybe you need to have less time with them, because that is cluttering your space for you to reinvest that energy in you so you can show up in a better way. So I want you to think about that one. Another one is your mindset. So when I say mindset, what are the silly little stories you're still telling yourself? Like, I'm not ready. I can't do it. I just can't. I'm not ready. When will you be ready? The time is now. So, this is the kind of stuff that you have to really, if you want to detox your life and have a cleanse, similar like we would with a food cleanse, if you want to detox your life, the time is now. So if you're telling yourself you're not ready, you're not ready. Why? Like, what are you not ready for? So that is a story you are telling yourself. These are stories, and I see them all the time with different people I work with. These are stories that are they make us feel comfortable. They are our security blankets, and they allow us to live in the world of excuse management. Oh no, I can't do that because. Or you could get into this one like, they won't like me if I step out. It'll be too much for them. I'll be too much for them. And if you start getting into that space, that's not good, right? We want to make sure that you are tapping into this space where you believe in you, self trust, understanding. You may not know it all now, you may not figure it out, but don't worry. If you trust yourself, you're very powerful. And the next day will come in different things and new people, the ones that are going to support this newer version of you. And it was funny. I remember one time in particular, I was running a retreat, and everyone, when I run these retreats, they feel awesome. It's like it's such sacred space. It's amazing. They always say that they leave lighter and brighter. Coming in at 2, leave it at 9, 10. I don't know. I don't think you can get better than that. And that's because they get focused space for themselves. But what I will say, one of them was leaving, and it still sits with me. They're like, "Oh, I feel so good, Christina, but if I leave here, I'm gonna go home and I'm gonna have family that's gonna say, 'Look at you, you think you're so good. Who do you think you are?'" Who and then guess who takes that on? You take, well, like, who do I think I am to do these things? You are entitled to being the best version of yourself. So these stories from other people can really influence you if you're not grounded and you're not strong. So I want you to be grounded and strong and be like, I'm me. I'm me and I'm doing my thing. Doing my thing. And who am I to do this? I am meant to do this. I'm not going to back down. But you can see that is literally detoxing your mind. You cannot fall back into old patterns, or at least being able to discover when they're starting to surface. So that's actually a really big one. Um, and we've talked about detoxing people, and they're everywhere. Let me tell you, every time, if you are really trying to better your life and you start doing things, these people will show up and tell you a million different reasons why it can't work. They'll be like, no, that doesn't work. Or I heard a story. That's when that person failed. It's all fear based. Fear, fear, fear. We don't need that. we would need people who are going to celebrate you, who are going to encourage you, who are going to pick you up when you fall. So I really want you to sit back and reflect on that. This detoxing your circle of who's in your circle, you got it. Honestly, if you have a couple of, I have one hand, if you have good people in your circle, then you are winning. Okay. You don't need a million acquaintances. You need quality over quantity. And I want you to think, who are the people that are coming into your life? Do they operate in love or do they operate in fear? Do they guilt you? Are they jealous? Do they gossip? Are they only calling you when they complain? Do they belittle any sort of bright light idea, things that you want to do? And this is a big one because many of us, and I would say women in particular, because we've always been the support person, the good friend, all that. Is it only one sided? Relationships are supposed to be a two-way all the time. Takes two people to tango. Emotional relationships should be the same. So I want you to start reflecting on that stuff and protect your energy like your life depends on it. Your energy, which is your life force, is the most important commodity you have. More than money, more than anything. It is how you live your life. It's the energy to be able to show up for your family, show up for your friends, to do the things that you love. That should be protected. And if you have people around you that are draining that, or things around you that are draining that, then maybe we need to rework that. So that's another one. So think about that. Do the audit today. It will really be an eye opener. Also, you want to. I talk about this all the time. The detoxing of the digital world. We're in a world right now that is on overdrive. Okay, you have social media. Social media isn't bad, but it's what you're feeding it, right? So if you're sitting there and you're feeding yourself one negative, toxic video, guess what the algorithm is doing? Feeding you more. And then you're in this space. Then you end up into doom scrolling, and that is not good. You know why? Because you lose time and you're feeding yourself with like, yeah, garbage. So we want you to be on less, to have scheduled time, to really think about what you're watching on there. Don't just jump on freely, and especially if you have kids, be mindful of what they're watching. That's not even a joke. That's a whole other conversation that I will be talking about because we just think, oh, I'm just sitting here, I'm just going to relax. Well, relax in nature, relax without the screening, the scrolling. And if you really need it, schedule time for yourself because what you're doing, you're feeding yourself stuff and that's curating your future. So it's in your head, right? So then your thoughts and your decisions are going to curate the future you. So we have to be mindful of what we're feeding it. So detox the digital world, be very aware of what you're putting into your existence. If it makes you feel less, get rid of it. If it makes you feel better, okay, it's a little bit of inspiration, feed it. But be mindful, have time caps on it. And I say this, you're going to thank me one day because doing these little hacks will really make a big difference. Social media one, I see it all the time that people are like, I just lose time, I don't know, and I'm not motivated and all this. Well, what have you been doing to really nurture your soul? You've been getting caught up in little things that can suck your time away and take you away from that level of engagement. Okay. And number 5, detox your habits. Okay. So there's a couple of them. Like, are you a procrastinator? Why? Why are you procrastinating? Just get it done. If it's one little thing, instead of waiting till it stockpiles where you feel super overwhelmed, do it. Do it now. Like, even when you're listening to this, you don't need to see me to actually listen to what I have to say. Even the podcasts that I have, if you want to listen to more, put it on and then go do something. Clean the kitchen, do a load of laundry, go for a walk. Do you see? These are healthier habits while you're still getting information. It could be listening to a podcast. It could be, you don't have to be sitting there and not moving your body. So that's one. And procrastination is really about you're scared of something. Maybe you're scared of failing, you're scared of actually doing it. Get it out of the way. We do not want to be operating in fear. At all times, we want higher vibrational space energetically that is love, right? So you have love and you have fear. So anything that you can do to get yourself in a space where you're constantly bringing love in. Do I love this? Does it give me joy? Do I get excited by it? And if it's yes, do more. Do more. And if you feel anxiety, insecure, fearful, jealousy, all that, do less and actively stop it. Stop the pattern and replace it with rituals and habits that make you feel good, that nourish your growth, not numb you. The numbing is dangerous because then you come to someone like me and you're like, I don't know what happened. I'm just disconnected. And we are living in a society where many people are disconnected. Many, many, many. And that's why I'm here talking because we have to rework it. I want you to be empowered. I want you to know we can reset it. We can change it right now just by little decisions. Why? Because you deserve it. You deserve to feel great. You deserve to do great things. And this is me. I want you to do what you are supposed to be doing, not getting caught up in scrolling. I want you to go and feel awesome about yourself and bring your gifts out so we all win. Everybody wins, right? It's not about, oh, competition, I do this and you do that. It's about all of us. We all have an offering to bring to the table, but you cannot get there if you're all cluttered with noise and not believing in yourself and not even knowing yourself. Because also, we have another part where it gets a little bit confusing these days because if you have a lot coming at you. And we are in a society where tons is coming at us right now with AI. Things are moving quickly, lots of change. If you are living in a world of that and you're not grounded, you welcome the world of overwhelm and anxiety, multiply it by a million because these checkpoints of getting yourself grounded and to clear all this stuff out is really about your overall mental health, your well-being, your spiritual well-being. You're just going to open up all this other stuff. We got to create that space. So I want you to know that this is really about you tapping into yourself. These are quick little things that you can do right now to make it better. Like, why not? Why not? And this is the first live that I've done. I think I'm gonna do more. I think I'm gonna do them once a week. I have my show, I have a podcast on all the time. But please, like, invest in yourself. Stop putting yourself on the back burner. This is your time. Why? Because it's better for everybody. It's not just better for you. It's not selfish. This is self-love. And if we have more humans that know how to love themselves and they show up in this way where they're empowered and they're making better decisions, everybody wins. So I really want you to realize that you can do that right now, like with one of these little tips, if you just try to unpack it a little bit. Because growth requires us to release what's not working because we outgrow it. It's natural. We're all supposed to be outgrowing. I want us to remember that. We're supposed to be on the growth journey. That's why we're here. We're not supposed to stay stagnant. We're supposed to keep going, keep growing all the time. And when we do, then we attract in new things. Then we're in joyful state. We're doing things that we love. And sometimes it gets a little bumpy, but we're still on the journey. We're still moving. We're not in stagnancy and we're not apathetic. Apathy is to me is very scary. And I want to encourage you guys, let's get out of it. Let's not carry like burdens of the past and heaviness that we don't need to carry. You can be empowered right now to make different choices. And it doesn't there's no judgment about it. I think the part that is so exciting for me is that you have all these answers. Stop looking for other people to fix you. Start looking inwards and doing the self-reflection and going a little bit deeper and know, hey, I got this. Because we do not need to add more. We actually need to subtract. The key is about you being in alignment in who you are. This is why I wrote my book. I didn't even know it. At that time, I had no idea what this book was really going to be. This book changed my life, brought me to the point here where it's kind of like, oh my gosh, stop trying to fit a mold, stop trying to do it for everybody else. Get to know yourself. And I'll talk about the journey of self discovery and what that looks like. And when we really understand it, it's the most beautiful experience you'll ever go on. And I want you to understand that you are the only one who can go on it. And it's loving yourself through all the pain and all those stories that you might be hiding, or the need that you have to prove yourself, or maybe you're hiding or you're defending who you are. You work through all of that. And then you start showing up in a way that you're aligned and you're bringing in new opportunity and you're doing what you're supposed to be doing on this planet. So the more we can do that, the better it will be. So oh my goodness, it gets me super excited. And I want you to really think about it. I always close out my power talks when I do them audio wise with a mantra. So I'm going to share it with you guys. I want you to think about this. I release what no longer serves me. I rise rooted in truly what nourishes me. So honestly, it's leaning into what's nourishing your soul, your overall well being, what's nourishing it, not detracting from it. And if you have to release things that are detracting from it, it's a gift. It's a good thing. You want to be able to cleanse it so you can have space. So I just want you to think about that today. You're not meant to carry everything. You're only meant to have what's going to keep you in alignment and to get you to where you need to go. And you might say to me, "Oh, Christina, how do I get to where I need to go?" It's simple. Your soul already knows where to go. So all you have to do is listen. So if something does not feel right, let it go. Sometimes it's going to feel really hard to do that. But if you can, I promise you, it's going to get easier and easier. It's a different level of trust. I'm asking you to look at yourself differently. I will not give you a quick fix like, hey, no problem, it's all done. It's about a journey. And this discovery into who you are is the best possible place. It is the most empowering place you can be. And that's what I want for you. I want you to be empowered. I want you to know that you have the skills. You don't need to outsource that. You have the skills. You might need a little help to get you there, but once you start getting there, who knows what you're going to bring to this planet? I love it. It makes me extremely, extremely excited. But the key is first, we have to have self awareness. We got to declutter things, which we're going to do right now, and move into this next chapter. So, with that being said, go grow, declutter, simplify your life right now and only bring in good. Like if people are pulling you down, let them go. And we always can talk about that after. Anyways, if this is my first live, like it actually feels pretty awesome. So what I will say is if you like what I had to say, give a follow, subscribe to the channel so you'll get more content. I do have a podcast that I release weekly. I've got you want more. Like I've got a show on Noon Vibe from Monday to Friday. It's live coaching. But it's pretty awesome. Like I said before, when I get into this space, we can leaning into your intuition, understanding who you are, like so much deeper. Just because when we learn to declutter all that stuff, and we can kind of lean into who we are without all the noise, you're going to start hearing your intuition again. It's going to be amazing because everyone's got intuition. Sometimes we're so locked up that we can't get to it. But when you go on this journey, you're going to tap into that whole other side, which I can't wait because it'll increase overall consciousness and it's going to be so awesome. So, thank you so much for being with me for the past 30 minutes, and I will talk to you later. Bye.